Exclamation, everybody, and welcome back to the Outer Worlds. We're going to try to finish this puppy up this recording session. I believe all we got left, I can't imagine there's more beyond Tartarus, and I don't know if there's going to be much that we have to do on Tartarus. We have, as you can see, we have jumped the Hope into orbit of Terra 1 successfully, and went to check on Dr. Phineas. He not doing so well. He was arrested. So I think it's time. And then he had a thingamajig for his for Tartarus, a landing thing for Tartarus. All right, all our prep is done here. We are level 30. Oh. I guess the cap is level 30 because it looks like the bar is completely filled. So I guess 30 is the level cap. Alright, well now we know.
I am a dirty... Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
Okay.
Well, folks, I ain't exactly keen on busting into a prison, but riddling bored stooges with bullets does sound like a ride and a half.
Breaking Phineas Wells out of a maximum security penitentiary. I can't think of a better lost cause to commit ourselves to.
Patron saint of lost causes.
You will need to infiltrate the labyrinth, but that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
The labyrinth. What's so bad about the labyrinth?
It's a torment, Captain. Think on the deepest, darkest pit you can imagine and wrap it up in a storm so nasty it'll peel the skin right off your bones. That's Tartarus. Still, we can't do nothing. It wouldn't be right.
The armed surveillance protocols on a maximum security prison planet are highly sophisticated. As such, escapes are historically quite impossible and deadly. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while. Or permanently.
Well, we've done every other quest except for the one, and that one is just like a extended fetch quest, which I'm not really keen on right now since it came so late in the game. If it had come earlier in the game, I would have dealt with it, but it didn't. So let's do it. We're doing it. Everyone strap in.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick. Got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain.
Alright. I like that they gathered everybody together to just like have them voice their concerns and everything. Because it really does put a cap on everything. I was wondering if they were going to do it or not. I'm glad it kind of forced me to do it. So, here we go. Let's do this, Ada. Let's do this. We're going to Tartarus. AG-434, Tartarus. Named after its hellish atmosphere, Tartarus is where the board maintains the maximum security penal complex known as the Labyrinth. You're about to assault the Labyrinth on Tartarus and determine the fate of the Halcyon colony. If there's anything you want to do before you enter the prison, do it now, before you cross the point of no return. Would you like to continue? Yes. Would you like to save? Yes. I'm glad they prompt you for that too.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time.
You know anything useful about Tartarus?
Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
You promise not to leave without me?
I can make the assurance that I will not leave with another captain unless you do not return within 876,541,652 hours. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
So how long will that take?
I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose your patience and storm out of your ship looking to get shot. To be honest, that'd make my job a lot easier. You come out, we shoot you full of holes, and then everyone goes about their day worry-free. Except you. You'll be dead.
If you're just going to kill me, why bother with a ticket?
Protocol is important, ma'am. The sentencing of one crime does not preclude the sentencing of another, technically speaking. Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Looks like you're gonna have company at the execution. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. How can I be of assistance?
Well, talk to you later, Ada.
I'll be here.
What was that other ship that pulled into? Is that June Lee? Are they doing something from the Groundbreaker? No idea. All right, transition to Tartarus docking facilities. So I think we're gonna take Max. Yeah, I think we're gonna take Max and Sam. I think. Well, I mean, the companions aren't really gonna be all that helpful to me, but I think Max will be helpful with his speechcraft, perhaps. So let's get moving. All right, nobody's waiting for me at the docking bay, huh? Okay. Oh, restricted access from this point forward. So, I guess we gotta get our guns out. What does this lead to? Maintenance tunnels? Sweet. Glad I saw that ladder. I'm like, why would there be a ladder over here? I haven't seen one of these in a while. Okay.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardats!
Stay down, Hullhead.
Stay down, Hullhead. Something's not right. Gotta find cover.
Okay. Let's Hide over here. Alrighty then. Get up here. It looks like he's sleeping. Which is good. Okay, there were like multiple guys in this room that were shooting me probably before. I see a pipe there. I wonder if I can get up on that from here. Doesn't look like it. It's not looking like it. That would be really cool though, because then I could just walk along there. That does seem like something I should be able to walk along though. See, this is the part of the game where I wish I could sneak up on guys and shank them, because that would make the game so much better than what you gotta do here. Here. Go. Very nice. Very nice. Right, let's hide over in the corner here for a second. Another quick save. I assume there's going to be somebody behind this door. There isn't. Good. Good, good, good. No, it's not. Okay, wait a minute. So, that's not a thing. So let's go here. Let's get rid of that frickin' thing from our inventory. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay, we'll get rid of that. And we'll put this up here. Because that's super ridiculous that would be... nothing about that says that it's going to be infinite. It just says it's 15 seconds and it stacks 3 times and that's it. Stand back here and we'll shoot this guy as he comes in. There we go. That worked out a lot better. Alright. Now, stand up and just grab all this stuff here. Grab that code because we're going to need it. Oh, there was a big cartridge in there I didn't see before. Yeah, see, now I can get into these things. Whew. I'm like, I know for a fact my lockpicking was higher than that. Okay. Now, we can do a quick save here without that freaking thing on. And... before we go down there, let's just make sure this isn't a real door. Okay. And... down we go. There's the elevator we need to get to. See, that That would have been ridiculous trying to do that without that other thing there. Alright, let's quick save here again. I know I'm being really pedantic with it.
Place the labyrinth. Perhaps we should all meditate on that as we make our descent.
Where the heck's Sam at? Well, he's apparently near here because he was talking to us. Oh, there he is. Oh, try to keep up, Sam. Try and keep up.
I suppose it would be too late to back out now, huh? Fear not, Captain. I'll watch your back.
No, thank you, Max. There's a reason why I brought Sam and Max with me. Is that door... Is that an actual door worth going through? Oh, I can't get over there. Doesn't look like a real door. We're apparently not... Oh, we're not in the restricted access thing yet. Yeah, it doesn't look like a real door. Is this the way we gotta go? That looks like the way we gotta go, but why is this back here? Oh, I guess this is also a way to go. That looks like a very... That's like the straight way to go. This looks like we have a potential to be unseen. Let's just do it again here. See what their walking patterns are. This guy's coming back this way now. He's going to stand and look at those pallets. Oh, there's another guy joining him. Okay, well, there's got to be a way to do this. These guys are all in like overlapping patterns. I feel like there's not a way to easily handle this. Though I do see a ladder over there. If I can get to that, maybe. Maybe that will count for something. Maybe I can get to this thing here. Even better. Around here. A little bit. Well, this is not a great place, is it? That combat drone can see me slightly. We're gonna go that way. I wonder if getting on top of these boxes would be the way to go. My instincts tell me that that's the way to go. Let's do that. I don't think these guys are gonna look up. Drones, the floating drones might look up. I don't think these other guys are, though. Where to go from here? Yeah, I might be able to run and jump over there, but I doubt it. Oh, there is a guy up on top of these crates, too. Well, that's fun. There's a door over there as well. So let's do a quick save here. Yeah, see, that drone can see me a little bit. I'm wondering if I can run and jump this and not alert them.
Incoming.
Well, that alerted everybody and their grandmother, didn't it?
Your dropped object is an organic.
Okay, so that's not quite what we're looking for. There's a ladder over there too. The problem is that guy comes over and sees us. We kind of have to wait a hot minute, I think. They're like perfectly in sync, which is a bit problematic.
Processing data.
All right then, cysty pig tumors. Okay, I don't know why there's random cysty pig tumors here, but there are. Okay, somehow I did that a lot better that time. Well, it's a puzzle. It's a big old puzzle, friends. Let's do a quick save here. Now, I think there was a ladder over here. Yes, there is. Let's go and take that. And a door that we can... Oh, this guy. 85. Ugh. Crap, 85. Well, we are still making some sort of progress. Is what I'm trying to convince myself anyway. There's a console over there. I don't know if that's... It looks like we gotta get pit access over there, so I guess we have to hit that console up to get through the door. There's another door down here that looks like it's locked down. So I could drop down here and then try and get in that door to kind of hide for a moment. At least give ourselves a place to hide. Trying to access that terminal though is not going to be simple with all those things floating around there. Of course I wouldn't be able to get into that, right? That would be too easy. Oh, there's another thing here to hit. Oh, does that lower that platform? That might be where we want to go. I would quick save here, but we haven't done that much. Oh, God, there's a guy, like, standing right there. Crap. How are we going to get through him? I mean, guess this door probably goes through there and out the other side where you could get through here without this guy seeing us. wish I... wish there was a way to get through here without him taking notice of us. If I hug this wall, will he still see me? Yeah, kinda. Well, the corporate commander down there is gonna see me. But I might be able to get around that corner before they really notice me. So here's what we'll do. Do a quick save here. So I'm in a decent enough spot. Okay. All about exploiting their lack of vision. Those helmets are really affecting them. Okay. Alright, so far so good. This door actually opens, which is a good thing, I hope. Doesn't look like there's anyone behind here. Oh good, this is exactly where we gotta go. And there's a workbench here. And a vending machine and everything else. Oh boy. Alright, point of interest discovered. Cool. And we're not in a restricted area anymore, apparently. Okay. Mag pick. Weapon parts. Lots of vendors. I don't know that I need a vendor right now, but it's good that they're here. Let's do a quick save right here so we have it. Oh boy. Alright. I was hoping that this would have another way into this restricted area here, but apparently not. Okay. Transition to the pits. Well, we made it somehow this far. Making it back out, it's going to be a thing. Certainly. Well, this place looks ominous. What's over here? A door I can get into. There's lots of nice stuff in it. Okay. And retro rockets. Examine. Solitary confinement prisoner manifest. Pod 1 Heg S. Possession of anti-UDL communications. Williams T. In Williams T. Citing violence. Duration 31. Black M out. Black M. Duration 5. Reason random selection. No, just a random selection for pod 1. So it's got. So he hasn't checked out. So then. I guess it's M black in there. Pod 2 error. Reason error. Reason error. Okay. So I'm going to guess that Wells is in pod 2 probably. So I imagine that's what it's telling me. So what is this? Please not leave perishables in here. We're marked as cold storage because we're starting to move pods in here. This is not an actual freezer. Next time I find a decomposing woolly cow box in here, I'm leaving it in the air conditioning intake for a week. Access architectural records, access storage manifest. Access architectural records. Structural changes needed to accommodate hibernation chambers in the LBR NTH facility. An analysis from engineers Rodfield, Crane, and Geist. Beginning with the requirement that every chamber received a constant supply of, at minimum, 34 kilowatts, and that occupants of these chambers be injected with a steady supply of UDL's patented Vito hibernation fluid, and the run sentence carries on for 12 pages before finally concluding, and thus, in order to maintain structural integrity throughout the area designated as the pit, we recommend that chambers are installed in cylindrical fashion around a supporting structure dug into the crust of Tartarus to a maximum depth of... This conclusion extends for another 2 pages. Okay. Access storage manifest. Hibernation chamber. Indoctrination pamphlets. Classification system refills. Hibernation chamber material storage and shipping containers. Straitjackets, riot batons, ballistics vests, in and out. The methyl sulfoxide canisters was in. Out. Okay. Things that were checked in and things that were checked out. I don't see much going on up in these cells here. Like they seem to be playing reruns. It's not really helping much.
Entering quiet mode.
Another quick save. Okay. What do we have around here that's useful? There's the exit. And this guy looking over the edge. This is probably the time I'm supposed to go. But I want to see... Yeah, there's another guy right there behind him. Or a drone, a medical drone. This guy appears to be walking this way now.
Putting trash in its rightful place for more than 70 years.
Okay. Well, that wasn't exactly quiet, but it was a fight we could win. So we did. That guy didn't hear a damn thing. Didn't hear a damn thing either. Are we... Is that... I feel like that switch that he's looking at is something we've got to hit. Oh no, it's this switch over here that we got to hit. Okay. Well, that was a thing. Alright, I'm not sure where to even go here. There's a ladder, which leads me to believe I gotta go up there. Corporate recruits. Just standing over there. It was poke my head out and suddenly the guy just standing just right there looking at you. Looks like I'll have to just wind my way past him. Okay. Just getting their patterns down so I know what I'm looking at here. Let's do a quick save right here. Okay, come on. Go here. Oh yeah, they had a good look at me. Okay. What do I need to get through? Is there a door over there? Yeah, there is a door over here. Okay. So literally all I had to do was hang a left there, but I wanted to make sure that I was clear of these guys before I did that. Okay, out the door we go. Very nice. Yes, I guess you're seeing things. Okay, good. Good. Not disturbed when lights are on. Alright, little F5 here. Let's see what we got. Unsealed door. Chairman Rockwell, I presume.
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. And the convict, the vicar. You know, most people, once they're out of prison, don't seem keen on returning.
Oh, I would go anywhere to see you fall, sir.
Nice.
And, I had heard you were dragging around a repurposed janitorial mechanical. My staff jokes that it's because you're a walking pile of refuse.
Interactive database updated. The unique organic substance labeled Chairman has been classified as filth, imminent for incineration.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens.
Chairman Rockwell, I presume.
My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. Remarkable. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane person now. A proper company man.
Please, Phineas would rather die than cooperate.
Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a miracle.
It's a lie.
It's PR. It's for the best, really. Believe me, the good people of Byzantium don't want to know what goes on here. I know Halcyon's in rough shape, but riots are the last thing anybody needs right now. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
I believe we could ask you the same.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just in your way. Maybe I should shoot you in the face and then nobody will be in your way. Yeah, I wouldn't have to if you'd be more cooperative about all this. You know, the thought honestly hadn't crossed my mind. I'm just trying to help.
That's because you don't think ahead. Phineas's counterproductive plan doesn't make a lick of sense. We don't need your help.
I guess I might as well use my intimidate. I'm going to get your administration's cooperation one way or another.
You are a captain of action. I'll give you that. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan.
Good. Maybe some good can come out of you after all. Not sure. I still kind of want to shoot him in the face, honestly. But fine. Can't quite shoot him in the face yet. I'll steal his damn whiskey, though. I'll use his terminal. Jim, I'm trying to get straight with Akan's orders. Only a few things more from my end, but I don't know what we'll do about cameras. She says security footage ain't enough. They want proper reels? What's going on? Regarding the cameras, she's bringing in a VIP for internment. Security's ramping up too. Sorry for the inconvenience. It's a fine mess down here. Said something about recording an announcement. They're all overly excited. It's hush-hush, but I guess this VIP's been on the run for a while. I bet the engineers have a few cameras. I'll see if I can track some down. Cameras. Jim, appreciate it. You know her. We missed a check on this list. It's our heads. You have no idea how tough it was getting a fucking green tarp. Alright. It's just them. Oh. Post-it notes. Assortment of adhesive notes. It appears whoever works here uses adhesive notes to stay organized. A couple of the more intelligible ones. Rockwell visit to do. Confiscate badges done. Reprint badges pending. Change maintenance locks pending new locks. Order new locks done. Reevaluate lockdown procedure. Update docking authority with new lockdown procedure. Intake bet over under weekly. 5 bottles. 21 cigarettes. 4 weapons. Okay. So, ooh, hello. Used me a mining helmet and all those things.
I don't know what you think you're doing here.
Dude, seriously? Whatever I want. It's not. It doesn't even say that this is stealing either. They're just unhappy about it.
Caution.
Really? Why are they unhappy about it? It literally doesn't do anything. It literally doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't say stealing on it. Alright, messages, did all that. Whoops. Look at these again. In case that triggers something later on. Yeah, see, it doesn't say any of these are stealing. Not a damn one of them. Whatever. Whatever. High security cigarettes.
Muting volume now.
Okay, we'll do a little quick save here. There are some folks out there. I don't think he's going to see us, though. He's pretty far away there. Let's go here and bam. Oh, we've made it to level 140. Corporate technician. That guy's got good vision.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help.
Sanjar's here too.
Fight.
Get in there and fight! All right, well they're helping out a lot. Holy crap! At least distracting these guys anyway. This is what you get for doing all the side quests. There it is.
Everything in my life has been leading up to this point. I believe I am ready for this.
You're definitely ready for this.
Difficult job ahead? Consider equipping a pack of Sam's special solvent stain out remover. It's ruthless on residual blood splatter.
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Quick save away here.
Captain.
Ah.
You have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
Wow, wow, wow. It's over, Sophia. Stand down.
I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm aware of your diplomatic talents, Captain. You have a gift for manipulation, but I warn you, I'm no easy mark. For all your talents, you are the enemy of Halcyon, and therefore you are my enemy.
I'm here for Phineas. Let him go.
You make a nuanced and compelling argument. Here's my rebuttal. No. Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. His cooperation will prove invaluable, even if I have to beat it out of him. All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you, and then get on with the bloody business of saving this colony.
I don't enjoy the thought of killing you. There's been enough violence already.
In that we are in agreement. An end to violence is precisely what I want. An end to chaos. An end to senseless loss of life. The only obstacle standing in my way is you. I take no pleasure in this, you know. I simply have no other option. Leaving you alive is too great a risk. Goodbye, Captain.
I don't think she's in a talking mood, so I'm going to say, I'm rescuing Phineas, and I'm going for you if I have to.
I had a feeling you'd say that. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry. I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically, or something.
Alright, but we have command codes and stuff. And I feel like... I mean, there's RAM, obviously. But we have command codes, and we have not been able to use them yet. Like, I found the thing for them and everything. So... really, I should be allowed to use them. To, like, shut RAM down or something. Or reprogram him to go after her, or something like that. I mean, I get that they need their boss battle. But I feel like up to this point, you know, there's been ways to kind of avoid some of them, or at least most of them. There is a door there. I wonder if I can... 100. Really? Really, game? Alright, well... I guess we're gonna have to do this. So we're gonna do this. Let's make it a good one. Let's do extra headshot, weak spot. Base health plus 25%. Plus 200% natural health regeneration. Paying ability cooldown. Time dilation recharge rate. Powerful status effects. Immunized. Mind attributes, I guess. I don't know that I need those for anything right now. Armor rating, definitely. Movement and weapon attack speeds. And another armor rating. I don't know if those stack, though. Okay, and just don't do the Adrena time crash, because that sucks. Okay, well, let's do this. Drones. Wish I would send drones out, right? I'm trying to hit. Oh. This is. How ridiculous is that? Like, let's send 100 drones out after you. How to make your game unfun in one boss battle. Do this shit. Put a whole bunch of little nonsense that just flies around and hits you in the back constantly. That's how you ruin a game.
Your life was merely an illusion anyway.
This unit's middle name.
I'll take your confession now.
Sanitization incoming.
May you find peace in death.
I'm gonna cheeseball the shit out of this. Bet your ass I'm cheeseballing the shit out of this.
Never anger a man of the cloth.
Recycle back to industrial state.
Come on.
I've had quite enough of you.
Centrifuge mode activated. Caution! Medical contamination occurring.
Oh, we killed it. Well, that's how you cheeseball a boss, friends. I would have fought him the right way, but you know what? Fuck this. Any designer that's like, yeah, let's just throw a whole shit ton of little combat drones and have them buzz around and stuff during our boss battle doesn't deserve anything but a cheeseball ending, is what I'm saying to that. That wasn't even that wasn't even like remotely satisfying either. Like sometimes it's satisfying to break a game like that, but this was not even. That was just plain sad. It really was. It's like what was the point of that at all? And all because they hid probably his controls behind a door that requires 100 skill to get through. And actually, I wonder if that door... I mean, that door didn't say anything about having a key. But I bet it doesn't. Yeah, now, what is in there? Yeah, see, there's a thing in here. I bet that shuts down the boss altogether. Which would have been far more satisfying than the actual battle. In my opinion. Well, ain't this swanky. Up here. A little quick save and open. Oh, okay, I guess she wanted to fight us. Well, that's what you get for fighting us. The chairman's key. There we go. Get him out of there.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
Are you alright? What did they do to you?
I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
Just about to pop open some drinks and celebrate. I don't like the sound of that at all.
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
Earth is only an idea to us. But that idea is the bedrock the colony is built upon. If people were to find out it's gone dark, the shock could be too much to bear.
I don't want to imagine what'll happen once news gets out. Let's just keep this between us for now. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
Well, we have a lot of work ahead of us. We best get started.
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
I don't want the chairman to have anything at all to do with this. Even though I've convinced him and all, I don't want him to have anything at all to do with it. I want him to just kind of disappear one day. So I'm just going to say, you can count on me. I'll help you revive the other colonists.
When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong. I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment she landed in Emerald Vale, her actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took sublight salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the sublight family together. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed.
Dark
Her
times.
influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name. And in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or a voice to sell a policy change, Rockwell was only too happy to oblige. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Well, friends, that was The Outer Worlds. I love that they did an old school look back and show you the results of all your choices. Although I do take issue with the first one, the Adelaide and the botanical garden thing, and the first colony that we took the power from and all that stuff. I don't recall there being anything in her character that would say that she would isolate herself entirely and just not even, help out with the rest of the colony. So that part I was kind of bummed about. If I had known that it was going to be that she was going to be that isolationist, I probably wouldn't have helped her out that much. Although I do recall having second thoughts about it when I did it, but the people in the first colony, the whatever that colony was, I forget the name of it, were just so opposite that it just was jarring. So I'm kind of a little bit disappointed in how they did that one, but yeah, it is what it is. And they did have it where, somebody snuck her research out and that helped out a little bit. So at least there was that. As far as the game is concerned, I very much enjoyed the game. My complaints about the final boss notwithstanding, I did really enjoy the game as it went through there. The hard mode, there's a huge jump between normal and hard in this game. And I can't say that I think that they did right by the hard mode. It feels like they made everything so bullet spongy in hard mode that it was just it was almost comical, But then again, most of the game you're spending, if you put all your points into your speechcraft and all that stuff, most of the game you're spending avoiding shooting people. So I guess that's a trade-off, I suppose. Very much enjoyed it. I love the characters in this game. That's one of the nice things about this. It's you have an RPG like this, your supporting cast is always very important. And I feel like all the characters in this were good. Very good. I'm a little disappointed in some of their backstories. Like, it felt like they were doing good with Max, and they were doing good with Pravati. It seems like they had the most development, the most thought behind their development. Felix and Ellie felt like afterthoughts. Sam was definitely an afterthought, through and through. Like, he didn't even have a quest line of his own or anything. And Nyoka was definitely a well thought out one. I feel like at some point they probably were only going to have 3 companions, like Nyoka, Pravati, and Max. And I feel like they tagged on all these other ones that just weren't well fleshed out characters. Ellie, I think, was the most disappointing one. Like, I feel like there was more to her that could have been said or could have been done, and they just never touched on it. Because given how it ends, and it says like she went off and got her own ship and did all this stuff because I showed her that having other people around is good, feels detached from everything that was going on during the game. Like, they tried to give her a backstory, like she's a rich kid and all that stuff, and it was kind of flat. It didn't really. I don't feel like it matches quite the ending and all that stuff. But and then Felix, I don't know what they were thinking when they did Felix. They were just like, we need a dude that's just an every dude that just is a barroom brawler, and that's it. I mean, like he had nothing really going for him. Like even his story was just like, well, you got betrayed by someone you thought was a friend, and that was it. Like that, I feel like he was definitely an afterthought. They really didn't flesh him out too well. If they ever do any DLC or anything, they really ought to do something with him, because it's kind of he kind of got the short end of the stick there. I like all the RPG elements of it. I think they were good. I'm not sure they needed quite as many sub-talents as they had, like the skills. Like, you had all these, like, mind skills and stuff. Like, you had, like, hacking and sneaking and all that stuff. And those are fine, but then they had, like, all these, like, sub-things under there. And, like, leadership and all that stuff. And they never really explain what any of those do. Like, obviously, we know what hacking does, and we know what lockpicking does. But, honestly, it felt like there was those sub-specializations between hacking and lockpicking and stuff that were just there just for the sake of saying that, hey, you can customize your character entirely this way. And it didn't seem really, prudent that you'd have both of those. Like, you could have just easily said computer skill and just been done with it, right? And that would have covered lockpicking and computers, because half the time you don't really know, unless you've played the game all the way through. You don't really know, like, am I going to need computer skill for this one? Am I going to need, like, hacking skill for this one? And the same thing with, like, the persuade versus the lie versus, most of the things in the game was like, if you wanted to lie to somebody, it was like, you need lie 1. It's like, well, okay. You know what I mean? And yet all the points are sort of, now granted, until you get to level 50, all the points are evenly distributed, so it doesn't matter. But still, it's like, what's the... I don't think I think that was there just for the sake of saying, hey, look, we're like an old school RPG, and not really make as much sense as I think it did on paper as it did in practice. So that's just my thought on that. I love the gunplay. I love the sort of almost VATS-like thing, like where it's not VATS, it's just kind of you point and shoot. I like how they did that. And the story was really good. I had a lot of nice, good side stories and everything. Monarch, the whole Monarch arc, when you're on the Monarch planet, that one was a slog to get through, because it was a lot of just like, we're going to give you quests that require you to go across this landscape because we've populated the landscape with things that are like the nastiest creatures we could come up with that have all these long-lasting effects that they put on you. And so all their quests were around like, oh, you gotta travel across this, you gotta travel across that, and it's just like you get to a point where you're just kind of tired of, and what made it even worse was that the colors are all washed out on Monarch, which I know why they did it. They did it as a style choice, but it was just, after a while, after a couple hours of just seeing all those washed out colors and all that stuff, you just get like, you're just like, I'm tired of this planet. I just want to get it done and over with. So, and to be fair, a lot of RPGs have that problem where they have this one middle section that is just a frickin' slog, because you're trying to, they're trying to give you enough stuff that you can level up, but at the same time, it's like most of the stuff they're giving you is just like, go fetch this, go fetch that, go look at this, go look at that, and it's go across, it's just an excuse to go across the most monster infested areas you can, really. It's just, they're trying to wrap a narrative around it, which worked to a certain extent. Like, the story was kind of cool there, but it was just, it overstayed its welcome quite a bit when it came to the Monarch arc. After that, all the other parts of the game were, I think, just the right length. They, you were just on things just for the right amount of time. Byzantium was a little weird. at the end there, because they had like these side quests that were like, okay, like be a movie star and all that stuff. Like, okay, but it still was just like a one shot. It felt like a one shot. It was like a one and done. You had all these quests. You just go through, get them done real fast. Boom, you're done. I feel like I missed out a little bit on the end there because I left that one scientist behind. Even though I said, come join me, apparently the game must have recognized that she wasn't with me when I left her house. So they must have counted her as dead. And so she wasn't there with Wells. So I'm kind of wondering if what that would have changed in the end, if it would have changed anything. And if it would have been significant change. I don't know. That's kind of a thing that we'll just have to wonder about, I guess. And I don't know if they were talking about any DLC for the game or not. If there is, I'll probably end up coming back and playing it. But for now, I'd say that was a good run. I mean, there's only the one quest, just one quest I left out hanging out to dry. And I'll be honest, that quest should have been something given to us a lot earlier. Like, to wait till Byzantium to give you a quest where you have to give you a fetch quest where you have to go get all these like armor classes, all these different armors from like Iconoclast and all that stuff, after you've already been through those arcs and you've probably already tossed all that armor out, right? It's like, that's kind of a dick move on their part. I feel like that quest should have been much, much earlier in the game, so that you could at least keep it in your mind and save that stuff off as you're going along. That should have been one of those things that's like a milestone post along the way. And again, the other thing from Byzantium 2, which was the go around to all the different colonies and click on the beacon, like that's another one. It feels like I'm wondering whether or not Byzantium was a lot earlier in the game, in like an earlier cut or something, and then they moved it later on in development to the end. You know what I mean? Because a lot of those quests are like, well, why are you giving me this quest now? This should have been a thing to have as I was running along. You know what I mean? Go visit this colony and visit that colony, visit that one. It's like, well, why are you giving this to me at the very end of the game when I've already been there? I'm just going to end up fast traveling as close as I can and just walking over and blasting things that are well below my level, So I feel like something happened there where maybe Byzantium was supposed to be a lot earlier in the game, and they kind of rearranged things and then didn't fix the quests that were there. Good. 2 thumbs up all around. I'm glad that we've finished this. This is one of those things where I'm always happy when I finish an RPG, because finishing RPGs has always been my hardest thing to do, because I always get 90% through them and then I get tired of the grind and leave them. So I'm glad when I'm able to finish them. So I will have another RPG coming up that I'll be doing probably, because I was in a rush to sort of get the Outer Worlds done, because I was going to be like, all right, well, we're going to have Cyberpunk coming up and all that stuff, but that was just delayed till September, so we got more time between now and then, which is good. I've also started a playthrough of Mass Effect 1, so that we'll be seeing some of that here. But anyway, I'll talk about that some more for the people on the stream, but for those who will be watching the VOD, that has been my playthrough of the Outer Worlds. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will hopefully see you in the next series.